Hey, good day. RK Figs here. I wanted to share with you some very valuable information that is specific to this time of the year, especially for us northern growers, and can really affect the health and development of your fig trees and can also affect how many figs you can get to actually ripen before the end of the season. Sometimes at the end of the season, all you need is an extra day or two, and you'll get a whole bunch of figs to ripen off your trees. This is especially important if you live in a colder region like I do. If you live in the northern USA, Canada, northern Europe, or really anywhere else that is natively too cold for growing figs, and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click the bell icon so you can be notified anytime I release a new video. I got some great content planned for this coming fig season, and you definitely don't want to miss it. Okay, so right now it seems pretty warm outside. Most people have their plants out, and most fig tree owners also have their trees out. And it's easy to forget that just because the temperatures during the day are nice and warm, that doesn't mean the nighttime temperatures are just as warm. No matter how warm it is during the day, there's still a possibility that it could get cold at night and even drop below freezing. If it drops below freezing, you're done. Your tree will lose all its progress and you could experience cold damage. And by the time it starts growing again, your season is done. So check the nighttime temperatures every night. Okay, so that's the obvious. Let's just say the temperatures don't drop below freezing, but they do get pretty cold. Maybe 5 Celsius, that's 41 degrees Fahrenheit. That should be okay for your fig tree, right? Well, that's not entirely true. You see, your fig tree is not going to experience any damage with those cold night temperatures. However, they will cause a slowdown in development. So if you have the means or the ability, I recommend moving your tree in a garage somewhere a bit warmer during the night. This is called the fig shuffle, and I've mentioned this before. Your tree will now develop faster, and your chances of getting more fruit have now gone up significantly. Sunburn is also a big one. During this time, people have their trees in the garage, and the trees have already woken up and started growing indoors. Then you take your tree and put it in full sun. You can burn the leaves and even damage any fruit, and now you set your tree back so that it won't have enough time to ripen its fruit. What you have to do is, if you have growth, and that growth was started in a darker place than the outdoors, you have to slowly acclimate them. So maybe the first day in full shade, then the next day gradually add an hour or less of sun. Then 2 hours, then 3 hours, you get the point. It's like heading south after a long cold winter and sitting in that sun all day long without any sunblock. Your skin will burn, and that's exactly what will happen to any growth on your fig tree if you immediately put it in full sun when it has growth on it, and that growth was started indoors or even in a less sunny location. Okay, so the next one may not apply to everyone, but it sure does apply to me. I have my fig trees all very close together in one area, and when I walk through them, it's very tight, and I will occasionally break off some new tender growth, and unfortunately, sometimes I'll even break off some figs, which really hurts. So be extra careful when you're walking through your fig trees if you have them close together. The other thing is labeling. If you have more than one fig tree, labels are so important. And in this time of the year, we may be uppotting or moving the pots around, and it's very easy to break off a label or even forget to move that label over from one pot to another when we uppot. And things get confusing, and you will not know which fig is which. And you may tell yourself, well, who cares? I only have 2 fig trees, so it's no big deal. But it is very important, especially as you begin to know each fig tree and begin to get accustomed to each tree's slightly unique requirements. For example, some trees are happier with a little bit more water, and some trees don't like that water at all and seem not to grow as well. So the labels are very important because they allow us to keep notes on a specific variety and know when to expect our figs to ripen and many other things about that specific tree. So that's all I have to say about this video. Please don't hesitate to leave me a comment if I've forgotten something and there's something that you know that is important to keep track of at this time of the year. I'm RK Figs, and we'll see you next time.